All you need is love. Real love versus fantasy, why your relationship isn't working. Before we begin, it's important to remember that this is a reflective essay. Its purpose is not to be a definitive source of information or to impose categorical definitions, but rather to invite reflection and discussion, with the aim of finding healthier ways to live. Real love. When we talk about love, the first thing that usually comes to mind is intimate, romantic relationships. This is not coincidental, these probably represent the most intense expression of the concept. However, it doesn't take much investigation to discover that there are various types of love. A simple internet search reveals classic categories: Eros, Philia, Storge, and Agape. Eros ***, romantic and passionate love. Philia ***, love of friendship and brotherhood. Storge ***, love for family. Agape ***, unconditional and selfless love. However, we rarely reflect on what love really is. According to Wikipedia, love is an emotion that involves strong attraction, affection, and emotional attachment or concern for a person, animal, or thing. Perhaps it's just a personal perception, but this definition focuses on what love should be, rather than what it is. Love is not simply a feeling, that is only its manifestation, in the same way that thunder is the sonic manifestation of lightning. It's understandable that it's difficult to equate affection for a partner with love for a mother, a pet, or even a beloved place. The problem arises when, instead of reconciling these differences, we deny them and lose sight of what connects them, the fact that they are bonds. Love is, probably, the most important bond in our life because it is what connects us to reality. The love I feel for my partner is the bond with her. What I feel for my mother or my dog Comet is also a specific and personal bond. An interesting aspect of love is that it constitutes a form of appropriation of our world. We love what we feel is part of us. I love my partner because she is my partner. I love my favorite book because I have made it mine through the experience or the emotions it awakens in me. Even self-love can be understood this way, it is the bond associated with myself. One idea I find plausible is that authentic love only flows in one direction, that of what we give. Objections will probably arise, such as, the love we receive also matters, but this is precisely the crucial point. In reality, we don't receive love. What we call receiving love is, ultimately, loving the idea of being loved. That is, we love thinking that we are loved, and that is our internal experience when receiving love. This perspective may seem counterintuitive at first, but if we reflect deeply, we will notice that every loving experience, even that which we perceive as received, is actually generated by ourselves. When someone gives us love, what we really experience is our own love for that action, that gesture, that person, or the idea of being important to someone else. This understanding radically transforms our conception of love, revealing it always as an act that comes from us, never as something we can simply receive passively. Love, in all its forms, is always something we do, not something that is done to us. It's worth noting that, occasionally, we can create loving bonds with fantasies or projections. For example, claiming that I am in love not with my real partner, but with the idea of an idealized partner. Is this really love? My argument is that it is not, but let's suppose it is and call it love to analyze both phenomena. Let's compare it with two examples, love for a real pet and love for an idealized pet. Both generate pleasant emotions, but when reality contradicts fantasy, the real pet does not meet the expectation of the perfect one, the bond breaks and the illusion becomes a source of frustration. In contrast, love for what is real, with its defects, provides more lasting well-being. There is a popular saying, to desire is to enjoy, to love is to suffer. The bond of love, being anchored to reality, often involves pain or discomfort, but it also promotes personal growth and offers genuine long-term satisfaction. Symbolic love. Reality is what it is, existence is what we perceive through the senses and the mind. Having understood this, we can move on to the next concept, symbolic love, that is, the bond we establish with symbols, objects or ideas that represent aspects of existence. A clear example is love for a fictional character, like Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean. Beyond his charisma, Jack represents wit, cunning, cynicism, confidence, and determination. While the character is fictional, the values and qualities he embodies do exist and are part of our social and human experience. The important distinction here is that we love both the fictional symbol, Jack, and the attributes he represents. The problem with symbolic love lies in the fragility and mutability of symbols and the interpretations we give them. For example, if the character changes in a new version, adaptation, or due to script decisions, our emotional relationship is also transformed. The same happens in real relationships when we love in the other what they represent, not what they are. Additionally, symbols can be interpreted in different ways depending on the culture. What is considered a gesture of respect in one place may be interpreted as an offense in another. It's not that symbolic love is negative, but unlike love based on reality, it is extremely fragile and susceptible to frustration. Hatred. If love is the bond with what is real, we could define hatred as the relationship with lies. A lie is a statement that denies reality and often comes from fantasies, from what we are not and what we believe we should be. This dissonance between what is and what is not generates discomfort and, on many occasions, violence. We perceive that difference as an attack on our being, beliefs, and feelings. The 3 final questions. All these concepts lead us to 3 fundamental questions to locate ourselves in our life. If not me, who? If not now, when? If not with love, how? Remember, you have the power.